Today, I'm making another video for your viewing pleasure. Whether you don't have pleasure or you don't. Not like that. But today, as you can see, I am indeed a Brawl Stars fan. If you guys want to know another thing about me, I love Brawl Stars. I play this game a lot. I know some comp. Yeah. I haven't played any tournaments, but I have reached legendary, and I have been playing since 2024. So my account's pretty solid. So I'm gonna give you not pro, but probably some of the best rankings that you could get. We're taking into account the charge rate, how effective it can be, the stats, everything. So let's get into it. First off, we got Dynamite. This thing make bigger boom, but that boom can actually cause team wipes. It's pretty dang strong to start off. It's pretty strong. It charges decently quickly. It does almost 8,000 damage, which is a lot. And that's just for the main. And then you have little sticks of dynamite floating out. So you basically get a free fidget spinner gadget on top of that. So it's pretty good. Frank's is good because of the tank trait of the 360, how big it is. Like, you're not escaping it. And then also on top of that, because it charges decently quickly with a tank trait, and also it's a Frank. So you're playing one of the highest HP brawlers with the ability to team wipe / stun everyone. Yeah, have fun. And BB's it's fallen off just mainly because BB as a brawler, because of the range disadvantage. Like, you're not getting that thing unless if it's an extremely close quarters map. And also, she does have a tank trait, so she can't charge it that quickly. And also, it's pretty easy to dodge unless there's a bunch of walls. Bull, when he gets his super, is pretty much almost sometimes invincible. This makes it slightly more invincible, which is not a high margin. And then it also takes a long time to get. And also on top of that, Bull has such a short range that you can't capitalize on nothing. And then even on top of that, you use the entire stats as you're using your super. Spike, bigger thingy. But bigger thingy don't do that much damage. Decently quick, but not really helpful. This one is quite a drop off. Cordelius's can charge because of the supercharge ring. Has that passive ability, slows down people in the Shadow Realm, but honestly, when you put someone into the Shadow Realm, there's almost pretty much dead already. This basically just confirms it, and it's not even good for T-wipes. But his counterpart that you'll see later is actually good for T-wipes. Charlie's is just terrible. Super, but spiders. Yeah, very, very helpful. Jeans, quicker, decent charge rate, but you don't really want to pull in people too fast because then you're just ganging up on people. And then also on top of that, it has 3 of them, so it triples, so it's easier to hit. But also on top of that, since it's quicker, it means that you can pull possibly multiple people, and you just don't have the DPS to take them down. If there's walls, this thing is a guaranteed team wipe. I don't know how you could fail it. If there's not walls, it's still pretty decent because it just lasts longer. It's a bounce. It could chain super easily. It's great for sometimes overtime brawl ball. And the charge rate is quite fairly decent. And Rico's just honestly a solid brawler. Homes in. It doesn't really do a lot. It curves, but it's basically only used for one brawler, and it's only a one-time use. So not really a lot to it. This thing used to be S tier until it had the hypercharge rate nerf, so now it takes about 5 supers to get. Then on top of that, also, because you're already doing a lot of damage with Surge anyways, and you're already splitting your shots, so making it split more doesn't make the most sense, but it's good. It's just not amazing. Leon's is pretty great because basically it's infinite heals, or it could also be infinite speed while also shooting, so it's pretty good. It charges fairly quickly. It's just hard to get up to with the Leon. But if you could get that hypercharge rolling and start cycling, it is a huge problem for the enemy team. Only good in heist. We all know this by now. It's Crow. Low DPS. Barely gets one per game if he's lucky. And even with heist, it's not even that good because heist got reworked, so not really use. This thing used to be so broken, but then the hypercharge rate got nerfed. Then on top of that, and also it's just not as chainable as it once was. But it used to be so good. Imagine this. You're a Pearl. You blow someone up. And there's an area where they take damage. But you're a Pearl, so you blast them out of the damage. So what damage are you really doing? It makes no sense. This thing is not a guaranteed team wipe. But if the Tara is still live, or the teammates are still live, it's not a solo thing where you can't just team wipe all by yourself. But if you have people to capitalize on it, it's really strong just because of how big it is. You can't really miss it. And then the stat boosts are also good. You can see this thing in Brawl Ball, Hot Zone, Gem Grab. It's good for area control. Really good. Bigger thing. Do we really have to go through this? Also, bigger thing. Slightly more damage. Another big thing. Just only good in heists. Do we really have to talk about this? Bigger is supposed to mean better. Not really in the world of Brawl Stars. Except for this one. Such a good area controller. It basically covers half of the map. You could cycle it fairly easily if you get a couple more hits. Then on top of that, it also breaks walls. It's just really good. It's really solid. Would be really good. It would be around here. But because of the hypercharge rate, it goes down here. It gives you infinite speed, infinite heals. So it's pretty good. Now we got our first S tier of the video. This thing. Probably one of the most broken hypercharges to ever come to the game. It can cycle. It has a fairly good charge rate. It can also insta-perma-stun, so it's basically a free kill. It can tag on to multiple people. It provides area control. It just does too many things. It's so good for capitalization in a team environment. That's why Lou is so good. Buzzes, really fun to use. Can be chainable because every time you hit a wall, it basically regenerates it. And it could lead to a couple of team wipes here and there, but honestly, not the greatest, but not bad at all. only good for heists and tanks. If you want a tank thing, this is what you go. If you want a heist thing, this is what you go. Oh, this thing is so broken. So your max that already has a very fast movement speed. You get speed on top of that. You get the hypercharge boost, which includes more speed. You get 75% of your super back and give it to your teams as well. Is that not broken? Like, bigger thing, but it slows slightly better. Oh, this thing is... this thing had so much more potential. But honestly, it's just bad because if you take into account the hypercharge rate, but then also on top of that, the stats that it gives, like honestly, you'd rather just use the normal super because it pumps out more damage. This thing is so useless. You go up to the air, you use the stats in the air, you come down, and all you do is get a stun, which only lasts for like 1 second. Heck no. It takes 3 supers to get. It's chainable. On top of that, it boosts the damage and it boosts the lifesteal. And on top of that, when you have the mythic gear that gives you faster bats, it's just too good. This one's pretty solid, honestly. You couldn't go wrong with the Nita hypercharge because it's a tankier thing, but it's actually more helpful because when you combine it with one of the star powers, Bruce becomes really tanky, and so do you if you have the Bear With Me star power. So honestly, it's pretty solid by itself. And it charges in 2 supers, which is the crazy part. Which is why it could be considered underrated. Ah, yes. Oh no, what went on with the screen here? Pipers. It's okay. It used to be really good, but it's just okay now. The reason why I say that... Hold up, my screen is kind of twitching, guys. Hold up. But the reason is because it boosts the damage and also makes you a very hyper-aggressive Piper, which is honestly not that bad. But you don't get the craziest value out of it. But you get decent value. And it charges... this poor thing. Gives you double hypercharge, but the charge rate is what kills it, man. If it had its old charge rate, this thing could honestly be S or above. One of the best hypercharges in the game. But that's just not what it comes to. Wow, guys. I'm going to spray my 360-degree miss. It has a fast charging rate, which kind of saves it. But also, why are you using M's in the first place when there's literally Kenji open, when there's literally Gus open? When are you using M's? Ticks? Honestly, it's decent for area control, and then also on top of that, the mines that it puts out over. If this thing was Wasabi's, it would be S tier, but that's just not what we live in, because that event is over. But it's pretty solid. It's serviceable. I don't have a problem with this thing because it gives you stat buffs, and then also on top of that, it cancels main attacks for a second. And then also it gives a speed boost to the gang. Like, it's pretty solid. Maisie is just such a persistent brawler that if you're not up close, you're not going to get the most value because people have figured out how to dodge Maisie and can also cancel it with a slow, a stun, a Frank super. There's so many things. Just because of the chain ability, it's up here. It may have a shield, but once when you're popping out those shields and all over and over with Poco, you become quite a big threat, especially when you're with tanks. If you use this correctly, this is pretty good. If you use it wrongly, it's definitely F tier. The reason why I say that is because with Eggers, what it does is that it basically recharges your super faster, gives you more speed, more heals. It's all great. Some people, not naming any names, showdown people, just randomly want to push purple button and think I'm gonna wipe the team. That's not how this thing works. You want it for mobility, but you also want it for the stats. And also the jumping's pretty good too. Again, bigger thing. Charges fairly quickly though. This thing could be helpful sometimes, but honestly most of the time, when do you want to be going in to your counters, which is honestly pretty good, but you rather have knockback or something, in my opinion at least, than like Brawl Ball or something. Because you're just bringing the enemies towards you, and imagine if it's just like a griff. You're getting melted. A decent amount of area control, but doesn't really have area control, you know? So, like, it provides a lot of cover. Like, it does a bunch of coverage and all, but the blobs are so small. If you hit it, though, it's definitely detrimental to the team. This thing is terrible. Like, worst of the worst. Like, how can you even consider this a hypercharge, honestly? It's just that bad. And the reason why it's that bad, ladies and gentlemen, is because that it basically does either 500 damage, well no, 2,500, but then you have to stand inside of it, which you don't do with the Sprout Super because you can't go through it. It's so bad. It slows. But honestly, if you're that close to Rosa, you're already getting hit anyway, so the slow, it does something, but it's honestly not really that necessary. Daryl's is just useless, honestly. It charges super fast, and it does have the tank trait and the passive trait, so it's not terrible. But the thing about it is that, honestly, it just doesn't really do a lot for the brawler in itself. Because when you're already rolling in as Daryl, you're gonna get a kill most of the time. 8-bit has its uses. I see 8-bits that get their uses out of this things because of the turret that basically sprays them 230. Like, you can't leave that thing, or otherwise it's gonna be just some consistent damage as well. So it's not that bad. Oh, this thing. So you get infinite supers and you get to dash around the map, but then on top of that you also get stat boost. But wait, there's more. You also leave a trail of fire on top of that that does 400 damage. Then you're also a Stu that's extremely mobile. Do I really have to say anymore? No, not really. Ruffs. He was the goodest boy, but it wasn't the goodest hypercharge. The reason of that is because when you're already giving yourself the stats, you can't recollect it for the hypercharge at all, unless if you die, so it's just kind of sad. It's a free kill. It's broken for 1v1s, but honestly, when you put an Otis super, you already have a free kill, so there's not really much point to it. It shoots 2 fire things. That's pretty cool, honestly. It's not bad at all. It's just that it takes a while to charge because of the hypercharge rate. But it can be solid. Ooh, this thing. So you get double the rats as an Ash, one of the tanks. You get the tank trait on top of that. You get to spam out rats. It's not that long for the hypercharge. Ash is just so underrated in general. Infinite heals while boosting your damage, while boosting your teammates' support. And then also on top of that, you can recycle it again. And it does 4K to the dome. It's pretty good. And it charges them 2.5 supers, people. Like, it's so good. 6 notes while getting extra speed, while having an extra shield. But then on top of that, but wait, there's more. Then on top of that, you also have to deal with Melody, one of the strongest aggressive brawlers in the game. On top of that, and it charges in about 3 supers. It's really good. Free kills, because you basically just stand there and they can't really do anything, because if they try to move, you move with them. And there's nothing they can really do. Honestly. Such a good supportive hypercharge. One of the best ones in the game. And 1,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is when it comes to those close situations. And then on top of that, you can place 2 portals at the same time. So that's really strong. And it charges fairly quickly. So, yeah. You get to spam out babies. Again, single shot, definitely S tier. Everyone else, not really the most useful. I love this hypercharge. I have this thing. It is so good. Because you basically just get to slow anyone down for free. But then on top of that, you're a B that takes about 2.5 supers to get. But then on top of that, you're basically doing 5K to the dome a shot for a big shot. And it gets even worse if you have damage gear on, because then you're basically taking 7K to the dome with Rattled Hive while you're slow, so it's pretty broken. Oh. I'ma still say it's S tier, because it's basically infinite heals, infinite supers, infinite speed. You're a tank. You have 10,800 HP that's running at you, that you basically can't kill that easily. Then on top of that, they're gonna do 8K damage, and then they're just gonna leave. Like, it is so good. The only thing that holds this hypercharge back is the charge rate. If it has previous charge rate 2.5 supers, Sam could be a menace like he was to society. Before the nerf, S tier. After the nerf, B tier. The reason why is because now it decays, so it's basically like little Eve hatchlings. But they're a bit more tankier. And you can't really get rid of a Mr. P porter. They're super fast, and you could place 2 of them. So it's honestly not that bad. You swing this thing and it takes out half of the map. You take 4K damage, you get to cycle it. It takes about 2 supers to get. It's pretty good. And on top of that, you're a Meg. That basically gets 2 forms and 2 lives, so yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Carl's is decent because you light people on fire, but then they're already dead because you're a Carl swinging around with your pickaxe, so it's honestly pretty solid. This thing could have been so good. The thing about it, though, is that how often are you going to hit that? Because as it is 4K to the dome, per shot, and it goes twice. But when are you really hitting that? You're just a Grom. And it takes quite a bit of a while to get in. So it's not that great. Hank, one of the most meta brawlers that does 5k damage with this. Then on top of that, gets stat boost, gets a heal from it. It's pretty good. And back then it used to home. So you would have these little torpedoes just coming through you at all angles until you died. It didn't matter what brawl you were. It didn't matter how you interacted with them. You would die if you were on the ground. And that was... It was so broken. Like, it made Hank easily the best brawler in the game. You charge up this thing, it takes 3.3 supers. Then you lose it in about 1 second, and it basically only has 2,000 more HP. It's barely more tanky, and there's way more better meta brawlers that can counter it super easily. Also, you have a Lola that has pretty low stats. Oops. You guys thought I was faking you out. Nah! This thing is OP. You're taking a Mandy that already does 5,000 damage, but then you're giving her a 25% stat boost. It only takes about 2.5 supers to get. And that's just worst case. Then on top of that, it does 7k for each one, and you have 3 of these splitting out. So if you get the right angle, it's basically a free team wipe every single time. Watch clips of it on YouTube. I guarantee you there'll be clips of it there. It's really good because it's passive. That's the only reason. Other than that, it's not as useful. You can stop it. But if you're a brawler that has multiple projectiles and can't go through the shield, then yeah, it's pretty tanky. It's pretty tanky. This thing has been nerfed 2 to 3 times. It now takes 4 supers to get, and it's still one of, if not, the best hypercharges in the game. When you get this thing, you get a bomb. But no. It gets better. You get a slow on top of that. So if you're still alive, you're getting slowed. But you're also getting poisoned by the boost. Then you can also chain it so you can place it wherever you want. It one-shots almost all the brawlers in the game. It's so good. You basically have 8 mines that you can't really see. It takes it doesn't take too long to charge up. It takes like 2 supers. And then on top of that, you have a bow that has pretty decent stats. And can charge his super very quickly. This thing is just... The thing about it is that when you're a Willow already using your super, you're pretty much invincible because, you have a person that you're controlling. The only good thing is the stat boots, but then on top of that, people are not really going near to you, and they'll just wait it out, which is so sad. Again, another crazy... Wait, what? Hold up, guys. Let me find Griff. Ah, there he is. Yep, he's absolutely broken. It goes through walls. You can cycle it. It takes about 3 supers to get. Then on top of that, it also goes through 3 times. So it goes up, then it comes there, then it waits, then it goes / too fast. It does it faster than Kenji, actually. Just think of that. Kenji slashing, then dashing. It's faster than that. It's really good. This thing is great for team support, but on its own, it's not the strongest because it doesn't really do the most up-close damage. But it basically cements Gus as kind of anti-assassin counter. Because you basically just knock them off of you, and then it's like, get off of me. This thing is... It takes about 4 supers to get. You're an Amber. But you do insane damage. Everyone is pretty much already dead. Then it burns 3 times after, so that it stacks on top of that. It's really good. If we're talking ninja mode, it would go here. Because it's basically just a free insta kill. And if you have the star power, it basically becomes better. Because you do area damage. If we're talking geisha form, goes all the way down here. So I'm going to put it in the middle. Okay? I think that's fair. Because basically, with the ninja aspect, it's basically a free marked insta-kill if the brawler's health is low enough. But if it's the other one, Fanstorm, you basically do a Sandy super type thing with Rude Sands, which honestly isn't that strong anymore. Oh. This thing took me so much by surprise. I was calling it mid. I thought it wasn't going to do a lot. But holy moly. I was so wrong. You get a free Vanish gadget, which is already one of the strongest in the game. It rips through, so it basically does 4k after. Then on top of that, you're going to the Shadow Realm, which is great for 1v1s. Then you're popping up on top of the other enemy, so then you can cycle another super, and then it's basically a team wipe. It's a slow team wipe, but if it gets rolling, it gets rolling. And it takes not that much time, only 2 to 3 supers max, which is really good. I don't see this one being talked a lot about. It doesn't go through walls, but it basically just makes Clancy a bit more of a tank counter than he already is. But holy, if you're next to a Clancy, but already with a regular super, you're dishing out a lot of damage already. It basically just returns. But now, the moment we've been waiting for. We see this thing. Kenji's Hypercharge. And to me, this, I was gonna put it in a new tier, but I guess I can't. This is the best Hypercharge most likely to ever release. You're combining a Tara pull that's almost the size of her Hypercharge. Then you land on top of that. So you're basically taking about 7,000 damage. Then you have a Kenji that already heals. Then you can cycle it. Then if you get into a sticky situation, you can dash out. It's insane. It's so good. If there's any Hypercharge you would get right now, it'd be this. Because this thing only takes 3 supers. And you basically just aim it, you can't avoid it, and then boom, everyone's just gone. Out of existence from the lobby. It doesn't matter if you're a tank. It doesn't matter if you're an assassin. It doesn't matter if you're a sniper. You are dead, and that is that. It's over if a Kenji gets a Hypercharge. Especially if it's a good player. And the only thing that can counter it, the only thing is that if you have a fast enough reaction time to barely avoid it. But even then, you're still getting sucked in. So, have fun. But yeah, that's going to be my Brawl Stars Hypercharge tier list. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.